Welcome to the indeterminate episode between 70 and 80, because that's what we're doing now.
We didn't, because that's for losers.
No, it's going to be indeterminate. I'm going to record 7 episodes and upload them in indeterminate order.
All right.
That's my plan. As if I'm the kind of person who could have an episode sit around for more than 3 days without uploading. Like, I know, like, Richard's got episodes for 2 months back he hasn't uploaded. Me, I'm like, if it's 24 hours in, I'm like, what if I died and no one got to hear this? I have to put it up.
I think an episode of 1,000 Maybe Worlds sat on my computer for over a year. But I have to edit that shit. I have to go through, and I pull sound clips. The host Richard goes on strange tangents that I sometimes have to cut out.
Well, we cut out one thing once, and that was it. These are not. This is not to be edited.
Raw, uncut, unfiltered ideas.
That's the idea. That's the concept. Well, there isn't really a concept. It's just a conversation.
Sure.
But someone will find it interesting. Okay, so where are we at? We're talking about. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. At dinner, Ryan was like, because we're joined by @Crash Ryan on Twitter,
right?
Which I forgot to mention on the last episode. And he was trashing Rent.
Fuck Rent.
Which I agree with.
Terrible fucking musical. Everyone should feel bad if they like it.
I think we came at a little different angles. Like, mine is, like, they're entitled. Like, I like being a struggling artist. That's fine. That's great. You know, you want to, like, live. You don't have to fucking be. You're trying to get away from the middle class mentality.
That's that second layer. That's the classism bullshit of that thing. Is that these guys, because you start off that musical with that bullshit fucking stupid goddamn answer machine, letting you know that all these kids come from upper middle class backgrounds and they're just fucking tourists in the homelessness bullshit, and then they're going to complain all goddamn year because they've been squatting in a building rent free and now have to pay fucking rent, and they're like, oh, fuck these entitled little bullshit motherfuckers. What that does is now characterizes everyone who's in this position as someone who is an entitled little prick like these dudes, because that's the classist fucking message.
But if you want to not do what your parents did and you want to struggle, well then guess what? You have to struggle.
Right.
Not paying rent is not struggling.
Right.
Struggling is, how the fuck am I going to come up with $1,000 and having 5 friends, 2 sleeping on your couch, and 3 people splitting a bedroom? That's the fucking struggle. Right. Is like making connections and you're all in it together, not like, oh man, this is inconvenient. I have to do something to justify my fucking existence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this Rent perpetrates the fucking mythology of the Generation X that just won't fucking do it. Just won't do the work, man. The same thing they're telling the millennials now. Well, you just won't do the work. I'm like, bullshit, the work's not there, you dicks.
The work is not there. The fucking 40-hour with benefits job that our parents had after the fucking, with the VA loans and the mortgage, they didn't increase that. You used to be able to buy a house with a VA loan. Yeah, now you just maybe can get a deposit out of your VA home loan.
Yeah, all those protections that you fucking benefited from, that you voted out in the 80s because someone fucking told you to get a BMW for it.
Yeah.
Gone. And fucking.
And why do I have to fucking keep my kids till they're 30? Oh.
Can you?
How's that BMW looking now?
Oh, damn it.
Okay, so, but also, on a musical level, right?
Oh, it's just bland.
I thought, like, there was one song I thought was really good, and I thought the rhythm and the melody of "Let's Open Up a Restaurant in Santa Fe" was really good. I still think it's really good. Listen to it now, but it's a minute long. Like the one good song I thought was in it stops. And it had a theme, like it was talking about philosophers. It lasts a minute, and then there's like a 30-second reprise. Yeah. Like, what was like? That's a tease. Oh look, I've got something good in me. I can't go anywhere with it, but here you can hear my noodle. I didn't have a good song. I had a good noodle.
Right. The music is uninspired to me. I didn't.
What the fuck? I want to AU tonight.
Oh, fucking. And the whole, that whole big theme that everyone fucking sings, but all the moments that make up a life, and then the actual play, just hits holidays, because that's fuck off. Fuck that play.
Well, okay, wait. 525 seconds. That's a fucking great song. 525,600. It's a
Minutes.
damn good song.
I don't like that song.
But it's good. How is it not good? I mean, look.
Because theater kids sing it to me, and they don't understand that musical sucks.
Well, okay, yes, fine. Am I saying the musical doesn't suck?
Right.
I'm saying there's one good song. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's not a great song. But it's the best song in the play. And it's fucking marketed to death. And maybe the theme is trite, but the melody and the vocals are pretty fucking awesome.
I guess I just can't get over the rest of it.
I'll go with the theme is super trite.
Yeah.
But like the interlaying, because there's different characters have different vocals.
Right.
I think it's the opener of the second act.
That's the opener of the whole fucking thing, isn't it?
No,
Except for
I
the-
think
right.
no, that's the.
That's the fucking stupid answering machine fucking call.
Yeah, no, it's right in the middle. But they do at least address, because they have a homeless person, at least in the version I saw, attack Mark for saying, "You're just fucking playing at this. Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah. But those guys are played as fucking villains in the whole, like.
Well, not in the way I saw it, but like, oh wait, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a couple good songs, I think, but it's really, but it's not. Hey, Mikey.
Gentlemen.
Oh man.
It's not a. Like, I'd rather Little Shop of Horrors 100 times or Godspell 100 times over Rent. And because Rent, if it goes on forever, it's a slog.
Oh, it's just.
All right, this is a shitting over Rent, but Rent is a fucking horror musical.
Yeah.
All right,
Fuck goddamn right.
so it does not deserve. What's
Well,
your?
it's because Fox or somebody did that live Rent or whatever.
Yeah, I just saw it was all
Yeah.
being live tweeted.
All the fucking,
but what's your favorite musical? Let's try and get positive here. The playwright in residence has a favorite musical.
This is where I'm going to ruin all credibility because I think my favorite musicals are probably all awful. You know what? I'll be honest. I'll actually be honest. I'm not going to say it's a good musical.
Waiting for Godot, the musical.
Waiting for Godot, the musical.
I want to do that.
That would be awesome.
Let's do that. Let's write that up.
That would be awesome.
Okay. That's why we do the podcast. We do the podcast because what might be 20 minutes of crap, there's the moments of waiting for Godot the musical, which is an idea I never had until now, but I've had it, and maybe we'll actually stage it if we can remember this idea.
They switch instruments halfway. All right.
Yes.
I'll be honest. And I'm not going to say it's a good musical. I'm just saying that I have a personal attachment to it and I really like it. And that's Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh no, I'm gonna shit all over that. That's the
But
fucking worst.
I will accept it.
You should accept it.
It's,
All right.
the reason why. Okay, I'll tell you why.
Is that before Godspell or after Godspell chronologically? Like, what came out first?
I don't care. That guy's fucking career bugs me too.
What's that?
I don't track that. I have no idea. I think
All right.
Godspell's first because I think Jesus Christ Superstar is the very 70s.
Well, I think because one of them is derivative of the other. Like, one's like, oh hey, they did a musical based on the Bible. I'll do a musical based on the Bible. Only it'll be a rock opera instead, because that's better. I mean, there's no fucking good songs in that thing. It's bereft of anything, and
Of Jesus Christ Superstar?
it's cartoonish. Like, I saw Godspell, which I have an emotional attachment to because I was an usher in high school for it.
All right.
But I genuinely love a lot of the music and, got attached to it. And I thought it was interestingly staged. He wears that Superman t-shirt. Like, there's just a fucking lot. It's fun.
Right.
Nothing in Jesus Christ Superstar seems fun. I saw that as a movie. I saw it as a movie, but everything feels contrived, and just like it's like written for theater majors to like watch and be like, oh look, we're theater majors.
So I'll tell you why I like Jesus Christ Superstar.
I'm listening.
When I was a kid, my parents did not have a huge record collection.
Okay.
We did not have a good record collection.
Also true.
So, like, my options were Meet the Beatles, which wore out quickly. Peter, Paul, and Mary 1900, which also wore out quickly. And Jesus Christ Superstar, which wasn't like anything else in that fucking deck.
Sure, I get that.
And so we listened to that, and, it seemed a little scandalous because the whole song was just fucking whipping Jesus for some reason. And it's funkier. It's funkier than anything my parents had. you know, the whatever the fucking song is called, the first one, you know, bom 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 bom. That's funkier than anything my parents had, so.
Which I can see with your saxophone, that would appeal to you. All right, so I get that. No.
And so, so that was the album I listened to. Then you just kind of forget about it. You go through your life and you actually get your own fucking music. It's good. But you get in your 20s, I'm working at a record store, and we start talking about, like, rating our parents' record collections.
Yeah.
And there's a group of us, we all had this same experience of just listening to our parents' albums of Jesus Christ Superstar. And then one of the guys goes like, I have the movie. And it's like, oh yeah, I saw the movie once on like HBO a million years ago. And he brings it out and we started watching it and we just kind of formed this weird cult around Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm not saying it's a good musical, although if you listen to the Tim Rice lyrics, they're actually not that bad. But
well, I hate.
It was just some, you know.
Cause that's Andrew Lloyd Webber, right?
Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote the music.
I hate everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, his musicals aren't musicals. Okay, so my parents used to play Les Miserables, and we had that on record, and that was fucking fantastic. And well, the music is fantastic.
Isn't that also Andrew Lloyd Webber?
No.
Who is that?
I don't. Well, I think it's a French musical, and it was translated over into English.
Well, it's a French book. I don't know.
Well, yes, no, but the musical idea was conceived in France.
Oh, okay.
Like they had French people work on it. All right, we'll look it up later. We'll do research for the next podcast. But no, definitely not. I will go to Matt that it's not Andrew Lloyd Webber. Believe me, we would fucking never hear the end of it. He fucking composed Les Miserables.
I certainly not. I just kind of assume any fucking big musical.
No, but it did lead me when I was like 18 and in the Coast Guard to reading Les Miserables all the way through. And when I was the youngest guy on my ship in the Coast Guard, in case I wasn't weird enough, hey, where's Doug? It's his lunch break. He's reading Les Miserables.
I told you in the earlier podcast that my first girlfriend broke up with me because I was dumb. And I went through this period, it was like, I should read all the books I should have read by now. And so there was a huge...
I've done that.
I just went to the fucking...
Not because someone told me I was dumb. I was more like because I was not in college.
Right.
And so my education was like reading books because I was in the Coast Guard on a ship.
Yeah, my assigned reading in school was terrible. It was the only good stuff they made us read was Tom Sawyer, and then like everything else was like A Separate Piece and The Awakening.
Oh, I hate A Separate Piece.
Terrible.
I didn't read The Awakening. But
terrible.
I didn't like Catcher in the Rye. But eventually, I discovered 9 stories, and I read everything by J.D. Salinger.
Huh.
And like Catcher in the Rye, in my opinion, is the worst J.D. Salinger book. And I find it ironic that that's the one that's assigned. And I've met English teachers in fucking high school who are unaware. Like later on, I met them in my life.
Right.
Teachers in high school who had no idea J.D. Salinger wrote other books.
Right.
And I'm fucking, at this time, uncollege educated, and I've read everything he's ever written. Well, maybe not like magazine short stories, but all of his collected stuff. I've read all of it. Freddie and Zoe, you know, Raise High the Roof Beam Carpenters.
I have read none of it. I've read zero J.D. Salinger.
Okay, well, I don't recommend Catcher in the Rye, but I recommend everything else. Like 9 Stories, which I think was co-opted by, I want to say, Sarah McLachlan? There's a singer who did an album, 9 Stories.
That sounds like a very Sarah McLachlan thing to do.
I'll find out. All right, so anyway.
Anthony Burgess is the one I've done lately. I've read other books than the one he's famous for.
Which is going to be...
Orange.
Yeah. Well, I read Clockwork Orange. Yeah. I didn't read anything else by him, but I read that.
I read a really good one about languages.
So, where are we going with this? Oh, yeah. Anyway, so, like, that was, like, reading Les Miserables. Okay, but my favorite musical at the time, I guess kind of emotional connection, was, and this is weird, the album Chess. Okay. Not the British version, the American version, because they took the British version and they changed some of the songs.
Right.
And there's a song on the American version that's not on the British one, and there's a bunch of songs on the British one that's not on the American one.
Which one's on the... Because I actually had the original concept album for Chess as well.
Well, there's a Pity the Child, which is one of my favorite songs, is on the American version, and I don't believe it's on the British version.
Huh.
And then, which I totally got that song as a kid,
right,
because I felt extremely like, well, I know as a teenager you feel alienated, but I really felt like alienated from my Um, and but I never saw the musical.
I did. I saw the musical as that music circus. I talked a bunch of my friends into going and seeing it for some reason, somehow.
Let's see what this says. Reach for the stars. Reach for the stars.
All symphonic, all district symphonic band.
Okay, so
yeah, I talked a bunch of them to going into the music circus, which is a theater in the round tent type circus theater production in Sacramento.
okay, Sacktown.
Yeah.
Love saying Sacktown. All right, so you went and saw Chess there, and was it
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, it was all right.
Like I have no idea what this musical is like, but I've heard all the music. I've heard the American soundtrack like 100 times because I owned it and just played it to the ground. But again, that was like something I heard first. Like my parents would play it in the car, and we had the album. And they saw it. They saw it and loved it. And like I played chess like really a lot. I was on the chess team in high school, but even before that, I played chess a lot as a kid.
It was for me. It was tracking down One Night in Bangkok,
Oh.
and then realizing that came from a big chess album.
Like I had no idea what that was about, you know, and it wasn't until later that like it was it was called chess.
Right.
Like it says performed by. If you saw something that said Murray Head and sometimes it said performed by Chess,
Right.
and I was like, oh, okay, what's that? Like,
Yeah.
I know, but it's actually interesting because it's very like at least in the time when I was growing up, very rarely did a song from a musical become a #1 hit
Yeah.
or like make the radio play.
That's the only one I ever know of during my lifetime.
Like it's not like you hear fucking stars on the radio. Yeah, it was like in 1987, and coming up next in your top 40 is gonna be "Stars" by Javert. But I guess Murray Head was like an actual pop singer before he took the role, but I don't know.
Yeah, Murray Head also did the original Judas Iscariot on the concept album for Jesus Christ.
And now we tie it in.
Yep.
Have you heard the concept album for the Hunting of the Snark?
No.
Like there's just amazing talent. Art Garfunkel is part of it. Like it was like a one-night concept album, and Julian Lennon is on it. That's impressive. That's fucking impressive. Not that it's not impressive enough for me to get rendered money, but like I will give a compliment.
A little CrossFit in the middle of the night for no apparent reason.
Well, apparently that's performance art now, which I get. I like it, but I mean like it doesn't. How do you repeat it?
Right.
Like when he does it again a second time, I'm not gonna be like, oh, do it again.
I don't know if he's doing that performative. Well, he's doing it performatively, but I don't think he's doing it. He hasn't got a hat out or anything.
Well, B asked for change.
Did he?
Yeah, you didn't hear that part?
Oh no.
That's where it came from. He's like, change? I'm like,
Change comes from within.
I'm not impressed enough to like.
They got this thing like.
Well, and if I had a dollar bill on me, I might feel differently. But since I don't, I'm not gonna like.
I get a lot of those looks when I'm busking. If someone
Yeah.
walks by and they're like, I'm not carrying any money on me though. So just keep walking.
Well, but who does?
Right.
I very rarely have money on me these days.
I kind of feel like I should put a little Venmo like square on my case. But then I don't want to commit that hard to fucking being a busker, I think.
Well, but like if you can.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, but Venmo, they can just transfer to your phone. They don't need to swipe anything.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the transgender person who, I guess, the woman who runs the magazine I won the poetry contest for, is supposed to Venmo me $20. I'm like, do you have Google Pay or PayPal or anything that's not fucking Venmo?
I'm too old for Venmo.
And she's like, no, Venmo. And she's like, no, I have to find the password for my Venmo account and I'll send it to you. I'm like, so you actually don't have access to your Venmo. Why not use Google Pay? All you need is a fucking Google Gmail account. And who doesn't have a Gmail account these days?
That is true.
This isn't like 2004 when they only give it out to like 100 people and you had to know somebody to get a Gmail account. Do you remember those days when
Yeah.
the Gmail account was
You
like
gotta get an invitation to
oh,
Gmail.
I was when I got my invitation to Gmail, I was so proud. I'm like, I am in the ins.
I'm one of the special people.
I got it from a guy who was in a study group with me in my Calc 3 or linear algebra class. Like, we were fucking geeking out.
Now if someone gives you a fucking email, their email address, and it's like Yahoo or Hotmail, you're like, okay, you don't really want me to contact you, do you?
Yeah, seriously, if it's not a Gmail account, oh man, you might as well be fucking
That's
AOL.
That's like a chick giving you a fake number.
Well, other than that, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you have an AOL account? Oh man, Veronica, not your bus, my ex-girlfriend,
Right.
who's probably gonna be my only ex-girlfriend for like the next like 5 years. Like she might be my last girlfriend. That's a fucking thought right there.
Yeah.
Your last girlfriend.
That's pretty much what I thought when me and my last girlfriend broke up. I'm like, well, there goes the last person who's gonna give a shit whether I live or die.
I really think that might be the case. So anyway, so to be known for henceforth as the last person who gave a shit whether I lived or died, she had like a Hotmail or an AOL account. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Amongst other times I said that with various levels of intensity.
I still have a Hotmail account, but that's how I tell you I don't want to hear. Like, I'm not gonna check that shit. Like if I'm giving you my Hotmail account, it's because like I need to give you an email to sign in, but I don't want to fucking ever want to hear from you.
Well, my email innovation, which did not catch on the way I wanted to, was amongst 4 other friends, I created a communal email address.
Right.
allrapeyourdeadcorpse.com or allrapeyourdeadcorpse at yahoo.com. And I was like, said all with a fake name and fake address. And I was like, look, we all share this. And when someone really pisses you off and you want to send them a fucking death threat or some other unpleasantness, this is the email address we use and we share it.
Whenever I go, you click on something, you click on some clickbait. That's on you. You clicked on clickbait. It's probably something they're living now, I guess. But I click on something and they're like,
self-awareness is good.
You know, and it's like a catalog website or whatever, and you want to check out what's going on, but they won't let you look at it until you fucking give them your email address.
Right.
My email address every time is fuck@that.com.
Yeah, like he had to, but it wasn't just like the name of it, which is I thought was great, rpdeadcorpse.com at yahoo.com. But like the idea of a communal email address that 4 or 5 people could share,